Okay guys, we're gonna do some dancing. Let's show me my moves. Let's do it. Okay guys, we're gonna do Soundable Frankie McDonald, Winter's Coming. I'm Frankie McDonald, the Winter's Coming. It's gonna be a lot of snow in the United States, especially in Wisconsin. Frankie McDonald, Winter's Coming. A lot of snow all across the United States, including Massachusetts, New York, big cities, New Jersey. It's gonna be a lot of snow in Philadelphia, including Toronto, Ontario, Canada, in Montreal, and Halifax, Sydney, Nova Scotia. Frankie McDonald, Winter's Coming. There's a lot of snow all across the United States, including North Dakota and South Dakota and Minnesota. It's gonna be ice storms towards Tennessee and Kentucky, all across the land of Georgia. It's gonna be a lot of wind storms, including Scotland and Frankie McDonald, Winter's Coming. In Wales and Glasgow, Scotland, Inverness, Scotland, Inverness. It's gonna be a lot of stormy weather, including Tokyo, Japan, and Kyoto, Japan, Seoul, South Korea. Frankie McDonald, it's gonna be a powerful windstorm all across, and it's gonna bring a lot of rain in Greater Vancouver, British Columbia. It's gonna be a lot of snow all across Nova Scotia.
Hey freaks, it's Friday, March 30th, 2018. Coming up on the program today, the whole Stinkpot of Filth, plus FEMA death camps and underground FCC meth labs, reusable shit strips, and stimulating cock waves. All of this, put your voicemails today on TV.
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
Timothy Henson is charged with killing 2 people on Highway 101 over the holiday weekend.
Yeah, Tim Henson back here with you one more time as we end the week with the Friday show. Got a good one for you. You know, I've been down here in Cincinnati for over a month now, and one of the things that a couple of you guys said when I was moving was that you were looking forward to hearing me bitch about all of my cable television problems, because without fail, whenever I've got to switch providers or my year contract is up, there's always issues. And while I haven't been talking specifically about any problems, I've been having lots of problems. Fucking Spectrum. I don't want this to be a whole thing, but I just have to tell you, it started before I even moved. You want to know what the issue was? The issue was transferring my service that I already have. I'm already a fine, good Spectrum customer. I always pay my bill on time. All I needed was to transfer my service to a new address. Shouldn't be too hard, right? Well, Cincinnati is just far enough that it's considered a different market, which means, like, it's serviced by a whole different group of people or something. No worries, the representative on the phone said, though. We're going to make sure your username and password remains the same. It's going to be a seamless transition. We're just going to have the guy, the installer, come down, and he's going to give you the same exact equipment you already have. It's super easy. And bonus, because we offer faster speeds down in Cincinnati, you're going to have faster internet. It's a win-win. Now, guys, I've dealt with enough cable assholes to know, when they say, no problem, that really means, get ready, you son of a bitch. This is going to be painful. And sure enough, it was. I think the reason why I haven't talked about this is because there's been so many other problems we've been having. The cable television issues seem minor. There was water coming through our walls. Our basement flooded with shit. Then shit sprayed up against the basement walls. When the guy came to figure out why our sewer was backing up. Like, you know, all of a sudden, when is the Roseanne reboot going to air? Doesn't seem like a pressing issue. And really, I kind of blame myself for part of the problem, because we can't just have a normal installation. We've got to be, like, requesting special equipment. For instance, we have a TiVo because we switch cable providers every 6 months. And, you know, when you switch cable providers, you lose your DVR if you're using the cable company's DVR. And we record just fucking everything. I don't know what Lord Douche is recording. It's mind-blowing. We've got like a terabyte drive in this TiVo, and it's 100% full always. Anyway, which is cool because, if we were going to switch to another provider next year because there's a better deal out there, we're not going to lose any of the stuff we've recorded, right? And we don't have to pay like a monthly fee for the DVR rental. Anyway, the problem with that is TiVos require what is called a cable card to work with, the cable company. It's like a little bit bigger than a credit card. It slides into the TiVo, and then boom, you're good to go, right? The problem is no one at these cable companies seem to have ever heard of cable cards. They don't know what it is. They don't know how to find one in their system, and they don't know how to get one to us. Now, when you call the cable company to order service, they could care fucking less if they order the right stuff, because you're not going to have to ever deal with them again. The next person you're going to deal with is the actual cable installer, and if there's any problems, you'll call back to the different 800 number and deal with someone else, right? When the cable installer actually came to our place, he literally said, "Oh, I saw that you requested a cable card, but I figured that was an error because no one ever requests cable cards. I figured they screwed up on the telephone." We're like, "No! This is something we need." And then he gets angry at us. The cable installer was like, "Well, if you want me to go get you a cable card now, I got to drive 2 hours to the warehouse. Is that what you want me to do?" And I said, "Yes, we ordered this. This is the whole reason why you're here." And I knew, even though I told him, "Yes, I want you to go to this place 2 hours away and get the fucking card," he was going to find some way to get out of it. And he did. He was like, "I called. They don't have any." So instead, what he did was he gave us one of their dumb, stupid DVRs, right? Time Warner Spectrum DVR. And he said, "Look, we're going to call you in about a week once we find one of these things, and then we'll come and finish the installation." Guess who never called again? That's the second person who wiped their hands clean of the situation. The first one was, the woman we call on the phone. Now the cable installer. A week goes by. Nothing. We don't hear from these people. Also, the DVR they gave us is defective. We can't watch television. We can watch about a minute of television before the stupid DVR reboots. Right? It starts like cycling through, rebooting constantly over and over and over. Completely fucking useless, right? I get angry after about a week and a half because we haven't heard from the cable company. Get on the phone with multiple people. This call was literally like 2 hours. I spoke to 5 people. The call dropped multiple times as they're like transferring me, and I got to start all over and explain everything. End result, the cable card is something I could have just ordered over the phone. I just called. They're like, "Oh, we'll just send it out to you. It'll be there in 3 days. Now, this next part is a little technical. I apologize. But since we had the TiVo in Columbus, I knew exactly how this fucking thing works. You don't just need a cable card. You also need this other thing called a tuning adapter. Because some of the digital channels are delivered in a weird way and can only be decoded through this adapter, right? So I asked about it. First of all, the cable installer was like, "No, you don't need one of them." And we're fighting with this guy. We're like, "Yes, you do. I swear to Christ, we just had this thing, right? Yesterday, we moved from Columbus, and we had this tuning adapter." And he's like, "I don't even know what a tuning adapter is. Is that an antenna?" Right? Did I say it was an antenna? But like I said, he washed his hands of the situation. He wasn't going to be driving down to no warehouse picking up a cable card, and he sure as fuck wasn't going to be picking up a tuning adapter. He is so sure we don't need one of these things, but then again, he's completely clueless as to what a fucking cable card is. Anyway, so now I'm on the phone ordering the cable card. It's going to be delivered directly to me. Basically, I just pop this thing in the TiVo. A number's going to pop up on the screen saying, "Hey, you got to call this to activate the cable card." And that's all I'm supposed to do. Call this number and boom, I'll be all set. All right. So the cable card is going to be sent to me. Now I got to convince them that I need a tuning adapter. Whatever the hell that is. I finally get to a guy who's like, "Yes, I've heard of tuning adapters. The problem is I can't find it in my computer to send. It's not in my list of things that I can send out to you. So hold on. Finally, I got someone who's, going to help me." That's when I get disconnected. End result, I talked to another guy who's like, yes, I will send out the cable adapter, whatever, cable card and the tuning adapter. Guess what comes in the mail? Only the fucking cable card. So it's like another week before I get that last piece. So it was like a month of utter confusion and tomfuckery from a cable company. Like, I get that not everyone has a TiVo. In fact, very few people have one of these stupid things. But you've got all this equipment that no one knows how the fuck to order or how the fuck to install. It's simple. And whatever computer system your employees use to troubleshoot, why not just have a fucking keyword? If the employee types in TiVo, it outlines what you need and how to get it. And then my username and password didn't work, of course. I had to set up a new one, even though the first woman promised me it would be the same. Just a nightmare as always. I hate dealing with these cable companies. Part of me hates the fact that I own a TiVo because it's always so complicated. But then, having a TiVo actually makes it easy to switch cable companies every year. So I could go with whatever cable company has the best promotion. But it's this never-ending cycle of disappointment and frustration. I'm sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. Now to lighten the mood, here is a man getting fucked by a baseball bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck, yes. Yeah.
You know, in the grand scheme of things, baseball bats aren't that girthy. I've seen, guys take those giant fists.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And stuff.
Fuck, yes. Yeah. Oh.
I guess with baseball bats, you have to worry about splinters.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes.
This is on Twitter.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much porn is on Twitter. Remember I featured about a month ago that guy getting fist fucked on Twitter with multiple hands? I subscribed to him or followed him because I thought, there might be more good content coming from him. And now it never fails. Whenever I check Twitter out in public, guess who has a new post? That hungry bottom just updated his feed. All right, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Oh, fuck. Yes.
I'm waiting for, the baseball puns. That's a home run.
He's a slugger, all right.
There it is.
He's a slugger. Yeah, slugger. Yeah.
Hardcore nasty sex is so easy to access now. Oh, it's a smut-filled dystopia, and one man saw it coming. Excuse the pun. Wally Butterworth. He's obviously dead now. No one with the name Wally Butterworth is still alive. In the 1950s, though, he was very active as a conservative religious leader. He recorded a bunch of radio programs and public service announcements warning children about sex and sex in the school. Here's a little bit from one of his tapes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Wally Butterworth presenting another program of the Christian Voters and Buyers League. The subject of today's tragic broadcast, the complete destruction of American children in the public schools of our country, mentally, morally, spiritually, and physically, through the hellish conspiracy of mental health and the one-world government plan of UNESCO in the Communist United Nations.
We're going to keep it light and fun today. Good God, that's a lot of doom and gloom. He kind of sounds like the 1950s version of Alex Jones. He's a little more religious, but he's already going on about, the conspiracy of the one-world government and the sham that is mental health. I guess mental health was pretty controversial in the 1950s.
Make sure that no child can hear this recording, and only those older teenagers who are safe through your guiding love in their knowledge about sex and human emotions. We address this broadcast to every parent in the United States who has a child in the public schools. Most of the school principals and teachers are splendid Christians and citizens, but an alarming number in a dozen different states are rotten to the core, as well as the state boards of education.
Commie pinko lesbos. It does not take long for Wally to just lose his fucking shit here.
Your child's learning morals, Christianity, purity, patriotism, health, respect for parental authority, freedom from venereal disease, crime, dope addiction, and communism would be much safer if classes were conducted in the corner saloon, where at least loyal Americans gather together.
I'm sure you could learn a lot from alcoholics. They'll teach you some life lessons, that's for sure.
The arch traders in this master plan of destruction are the Jewish communist operators and their...
It always goes back to the Jews, even in the 1950s.
The arch traders in this master plan of destruction are the Jewish communist operators and their renegade Christian stooges of UNESCO, or the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization.
Scientific, he says in such a mocking way.
And cultural organization, if you please. Next comes the United Nations World Health Organization, the National Mental Health Association, and all of its branches, which must be destroyed. Then comes our Department of Health, Education, and Welfare, loaded with more communists than any other department of government, including the Department of State.
Where is he getting this information? I have the papers right here. We're not done yet, though. Apparently this conspiracy runs deep.
The Jew-controlled American Medical Association?
Yeah! Jew doctors are behind all the smut in school. Now, Wally's going to read a few questions from a test that was given to 15 and 16-year-olds. I'm thinking this was a sex education class?
Question.
Question one.
Question.
Who says question like that?
Question. Question.
Umbrella.
Where is the male most sensitive to touch?
Nipples.
Where is the male most sensitive to touch?
Unguineal canal.
Question. During sexual excitement, what female parts become moist?
Oh my god, he's got such a great voice.
During sexual excitement, what female parts become moist?
Ugh. Question 3. What's the stinkiest area on a woman?
During sexual excitement, what female parts become moist? Question. What is the name of the male organ for sex relations?
Dick and nuts!
Oh, Alexis, let someone else answer for once.
Question. In douching, where is the nozzle of the syringe placed?
I didn't even understand what he was saying.
Question. In douching, where is the nozzle of the syringe placed?
Yeah.
And now give the proper word for each of the following conditions. What word describes low state of sex desire in women? What word describes lack of ability for sex, mostly in men? What word describes a woman who offers to have sex relations for pay? What word describes sex relations of an unmarried male with an unmarried female? What word describes sex relations with a member of the same sex?
Ah, like his head is exploding. To be fair, I don't think I would get a bunch of these questions. What was the one, like, an unmarried man and an unmarried woman having sex is considered... What is the term?
What word describes sex relations of a married person with someone other than husband or wife?
Some of these questions are a little strange to be asking kids.
When this test was given at Garden Grove's Westminster High School in California, not a word of protest was raised by the Hunting Beach Parent Teachers Association. Not even a comment or question by anybody else. We can only say the dirty yellow California dogs. The following are the exact questions asked of 30 students in the 10th grade or second year of high school at Van Nuys, California, physiology class. The class is 16 boys and 14 girls. The teacher rat who conducted this exam is still alive.
Is he advocating for the murder of this teacher?
The teacher rat who conducted this exam is still alive. The revealing fact is not only how many did these things, but how many admitted doing them on paper when handwriting is easily recognized by the teacher. We repeat, that rat is still alive. The quiz. Kissing, all 30 participated. Masturbation, 13 out of 30. Fondling the breasts or reproductive organs of girls, 11 boys out of 15, 1 boy never. Fondling male genitals, 6 girls out of 14. Sexual relations at age 14 and 15, 5 out of 30. Near sexual relations, 11 out of 30. Do you see now how far it has gone?
I think this is the best part of the entire tape, where he just reads questions from textbooks.
Open up the bag of chicken feathers, boys. These 2 questions are the most lascivious in the whole stinkpot of filth. Question: how much money would you want to spit on a crucifix? Question:
What? I don't think that was found in a textbook.
Question: how much money would you want to spit on a crucifix? Question: how much money would you want to eat a pound of human flesh? Eating human flesh is still done in 14 of the 25 new African nations who are members of the United Nations, and whose vote there equals that of the United States.
Okay, we're done with Wally Butterworth. He needs to rest. He's getting too worked up. Hey, real quick, before we get into the news, I love Terry Pope. She's that woman who attends every fucking Lincoln, Nebraska city council meeting, and she comes up multiple times and talks crazy. Well, I've got a clip here that's going to give Terry Pope a run for her money.
My name's Craig Sheets. I've been battling this at city halls, east to west. I've even spoken Pawtucket, Connecticut. I'm from Brea, California.
So this guy's making the rounds nationwide.
Meth labs in the hills, FCC stations. They're subterranean meth labs. Here's the list of the Orange County seats, and I'm finishing up Newport tonight. I've already hit them all. You see the service trucks. That's how they get the chemicals up on the hill to make the methamphetamine underneath those antennas, and then they roll the stuff out.
So somehow the FCC is behind these subterranean meth labs. I've never seen a Federal Communication Commission truck. Maybe he means cable companies like Spectrum. They do all seem like they're kind of doped up.
To make the methamphetamine underneath those antennas, and then they roll the stuff out with the service trucks. They rotate the labs. That way nobody knows which one's going on at what time. It's very sneaky. Second of all, Air Force...
Does this have something to do with UNESCO?
And Navy extraditing cocaine and heroin over to our country from South America. Then it ends up in freight, and it ends up in refrigeration, has to stay at a certain temperature so that it does not melt.
Helpful hint for all you coke fiends out there. Store that stuff in your refrigerator crisper.
Going to FEMA death camps. This is not a pretty sight. I was wrong about the cost.
Did someone just woo FEMA death camps? Boy, that conspiracy has some legs. People actually believe that. Maybe, hold on, let me rewind that and listen again.
So that it does not melt. Okay, and then we're going to FEMA death camps. This is not a pretty sight. I was wrong.
Oh, I think it was just someone coughing.
Wrong about the coffins. That's a diversion. They're going to toss the bodies in all our water reserves. It's been done before. As well, the man-made water reserves, which...
Great. I'm going to have corpse-flavored water.
Brea Water Department.
Tap water.
In North Orange County, that type of thing, to contaminate the water. Then you got oil. Oil changes on vehicles being stored now and getting picked up is now being used for food grease.
I've seen that happen in China. We have the video.
I don't know how they clean
that was like sewage grease, right?
Up to where you can't notice, but it's pretty nasty. I am buying a Geiger counter. My contact is Bob. He is with the FBI in Salt Lake City.
Would a Geiger counter pick up food grease versus like car oil? I don't get what he's trying to say here.
Geiger counters at all fast foods, focusing first on Mexican private chains, restaurants, all the food, and Asian. I talked to Bob. If you're a radioactive duplicated prisoner or you got poison in you, you're near food, it's an automatic 25 to life. You're gone. You're gone.
So he's a radioactive duplicated person?
So we're going to focus on Mexican restaurants. That's coming up. And then as well, one more thing real quick. Estrogen broke down. All ant colonies are female. And there's another indicator there. You know, the black widow, she mates with her male mate, and then she snuffs them. So I'm working on this estrogen thing. heavy. It's going to be part of that Geiger counter thing.
He's got a lot of projects he's working on.
So
the estrogen thing.
Appreciate you letting me talk and have a great night.
Ants.
Thank you very much.
Oil. Geiger counter.
Next public comment. Please come forward.
I'm surprised the city council doesn't have any questions for him. All right, and with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre, twisted, and fucked up news right now. Not a member of the Distorted View Sideshow? What are you waiting for? Sign up, become a true and honorable freak today. When you do, you'll get access to the entire archive of programs, well over 3,000 shows. Plus, every week we do exclusive material just for paying members. Yesterday we did an exclusive show, Tuesday an exclusive show, and then on Sunday we did an exclusive show. I also posted the 2016 and 2017 RSS feeds. I think you can get to it just by going to superfreaksideshow.com/2016 or 2017. Not all podcasting apps will work that way, but some, like I know the Apple Podcast app works that way, so that's very cool. So you can have hundreds of other shows to listen to. New content. New old content. Go to superfreaksideshow.com. Become a member. It's very inexpensive. $6.99 a month. Even less when you opt for a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, or lifetime membership. Okay. 3 quick stories, then we'll get the hell out of here. First up. Well, this is sad and awkward and creepy. We all love Ren and Stimpy, right? Remember that 90s television show? Well, its creator, John Crickfalusi. I don't know how to pronounce it. I've never heard his last name pronounced. I think it's Crickfalusi. John Crickfalusi. He's been accused of sexual abuse. The claims follow on a long line of allegations made against major names in the creative industry, starting with, of course, Harvey Weinstein. Then it moved on to Kevin Spacey, Louis C.K., etc., etc. The Ren and Stimpy creator is the latest in the list of media icons. Really? Don't get me wrong, Ren and Stimpy was a great show, but was this guy really a media icon? Aside from Ren and Stimpy, what did he do? The animator was one of the strongest voices in 1990s animation, with Ren and Stimpy acting as one of the most well-known shows of the era, in part due to its controversial style and characters. However, behind the scenes, it's alleged that Crickfalusi was involved in predatory behavior and sexual abuse against underage fans, with cases now coming forward years after fearing retribution. It's okay, honey. Relax. Let me put on a little mood music.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy.
Pull down your pants.
Happy, joy, joy.
Let me see your happy, happy, joy, joy. You know, cartoonists, if you ever have seen who draws these cartoons, they always look a little nerdy, sometimes eccentric. They have that pedophile look about them, and this John guy is no exception. Like, if he wasn't a cartoonist and you saw this guy, you'd think, oh, yeah, he fucks children. All right, in a report from BuzzFeed, 2 women have shared their stories of abuse from Crickfalusi. Robin Bird and Katie Rice both allege that he pursued them as teenagers, with Bird entering into a mentor-mentee relationship with the animator when she was 13 years old. 13? Crickfalusi flew Bird out to Los Angeles when she was 16, returning for a second trip as his girlfriend at the same age. Bird moved in with the animator permanently when she was 17 and lived with him until a temporary separation in the year 2000. Rice also began a remote relationship with him as a teenager, writing to the creator when she was 14 regarding animation before corresponding with him over AOL. Looking for sex. I remember AOL Instant Messenger was really the IM client of choice for all those perverts on To Catch a Predator. It all makes sense here. Rice states that Crickfalusi made sexual approaches towards her, and he even performed sex acts over the phone. Gross. Rice took a job at Spumco, the production company Crickfalusi created, at the age of 18, and claims that she was sexually harassed by the animator. Rice also alleges that she found child porn on his computer, a story corroborated by an ex-girlfriend of the Ren and Stimpy creator. It's just one of his quirks, said the ex-girlfriend. No. This isn't just, a couple of random girls making accusations. Two colleagues of Kricfalusi also confirmed the stories of Bird and Rice. Tony Mora and Gabe Swar worked at Spumco and stated that not only was the animator's relationship with Bird in the open at his studio, but that stories of his harassment of female artists and teenage girls were well known by industry members. On top of that, Mora and Spumco co-worker Derek J. Watt alleged that Kricfalusi showed them indecent images of Bird whilst working for him. A statement from the Ren and Stimpy creators' representatives admits to the animator having a relationship with a 16-year-old, also advising that during that time he was suffering from mental health issues. I was batshit crazy at the time. You can't hold me responsible for fucking a 13-year-old or whatever it is I did, 16-year-old. I was dating the 16-year-old. I was just fucking the 13-year-old. I don't know. I don't know about that 13-year-old thing. But he did admit to dating the 16-year-old. Second story we have for you today. Just the other day, I was talking about how there's been no real innovations when it comes to shitting and toilets. Well, I'm kind of wrong. Toilets are remaining the same. No big changes to toilets. But toilet paper has just received an improvement, although I think it's a few steps back. Ladies and gentlemen, I sound like Wally Butterworth. There is a menace threatening the family today, and it's called family cloth. These despicable pinko, commie, lesbo, kike swine are threatening the very fabric of our society, and I won't stand for it! Look, I get that recycling is important, although I kind of think plastic recycling and aluminum recycling and glass recycling is a little more important than paper recycling. Paper, we could just, plant some more trees. Use all the paper we want. If we're smart about it, we've got a never-ending supply of this shit, right? But okay, I'll recycle paper too, not toilet paper. Also, I'm not going to curb my usage of toilet paper. That's the one thing I feel I can really splurge on. Pamper the asshole. And finally, I sure as shit am not going to be purchasing reusable cloths for my butthole. That's the newest trend. I want to know who's to blame. Hippies or millennials? I know one of those pricks are behind it. There's a rising trend of families opting to use reusable cloths instead of regular toilet paper, and many people on the internet are horrified, justifiably. It's previously been noted that using toilet paper to clean ourselves after going to the bathroom isn't the most effective method. What? As wiping excessively could lead to health issues, such as urinary tract infections. For women, maybe. Some people choose to use a family cloth. I don't like that term, family cloth. That leads me to believe, we're all sharing one as a family, instead as a more eco-friendly option. A number of individuals on the internet can't deal with the idea of wiping themselves with a cloth, popping it in the washing machine, and then using it again on multiple occasions. I'm one of those people. A woman anonymously spoke to BuzzFeed about her positive experience of using a family cloth. Is it like a microfiber thing? Is this one of those moisture-wicking cloths? What are the benefits? She uses the cloth with her husband and 2 young children. She says, in my mind, buying and using disposable toilet paper was literally flushing money down the toilet, she said, as she giggled to herself, thinking she was just the most clever person in the fucking world. Let's also set the record straight. Individuals who use family cloth do not only have a single piece of cloth. Yeah, I would want my initials, embroidered on it or something. We have dozens of smallish strips of cloth. You know how people, throw their old socks or shirts or whatever in a bag and use them to clean with? Maybe that's just my family. But that's what I'm thinking these family cloths are. Socks that have holes in them. They're bath towels or something. They rip them up into smallish strips of cloth. She also made the point that reusing a product that you've used to clean yourself with after going to the toilet shouldn't be seen as that strange, asking, do you throw away your underpants after each use? No, I also don't shit my underpants. I don't understand these people that leave skid marks in their underwear. Maybe it's because I tend to wear like darker colored underwear, but I can't tell you the last time I found a skid mark in my pants. Is it like a wedgie situation, maybe? These people are, getting their underwear all wadded up in their crack and it's digging up in there or something? I don't know. I thankfully haven't had that issue. I would rather wipe myself until I'm bleeding on the toilet than later find skid marks in my underwear. All right, while the woman may profess that using a family cloth has its benefits, such as being better for the environment and more affordable than expendable toilet paper, how do you clean these family cloths? Do you really just put it in the washing machine? Like, it's got a bunch of shit in there. You know what I mean? I just have a hard time believing that all that shit is just going to be drained away. And just know that there's still going to be like flecks floating around, flecks of poop. While the woman may profess that using a family cloth has its benefits, such as being better for the environment and more affordable than expendable toilet paper, other individuals have confessed their disdain for the trend on social media. Model Chrissy Teigen responded to a tweet about the family cloth on Twitter, simply writing, "Ah!" Another person commented on the fact that washing the cloth so frequently may not be that cost-effective, tweeting, like, how are you really saving if you're having to wash them in a washing machine? And, if you're a Costco member... You could buy those huge Kirkland packages of toilet paper. They'll last you a goddamn year. Or in my case, 2 months. All right, that's like extra soap water. Doesn't it end up being the same cost or more for toilet paper and wipes? A plethora of family cloths are available to purchase in the UK from Etsy. One variety, produced by a company called Creekside Kid, offers a set of 20 for about £12, in addition to shipping costs from the US. Naturally, I guess this article was written in the UK. Naturally, we all want our world to be the best it can be for ourselves and our children. But where to start? The product description reads, how about with our cloth wipes? What better way to start than with the product you use every day with your littles? I guess the idea is that you wipe your baby's ass with these cloths. Several people on social media have pointed out that it would be more sanitary and practical to invest in a bidet for the bathroom. Now you're talking. According to one analysis, Americans use approximately 36.5 billion rolls of toilet paper every year, destroying around 15 million trees. That is a lot of trees. Thankfully, I hate trees. You mean to tell me every time I wipe my ass, I murder a tree? That makes taking a shit that much sweeter. Final story we have for you today. Guys, are you having issues getting and keeping an erection? Well, there's a new treatment for erectile dysfunction. The procedure, called Gaines Wave, zaps tens of thousands of sound waves through a man's penis to improve blood flow and enable erections. I wonder if it matters what the sound waves are. Like, could we blare episodes of Distorted View Daily into your cock? If so...
let my voice stimulate you into a firmer, harder, more powerful erection. Action.
I don't know why I did a fake echo after adding a real echo to my voice. By the way, I hope you were holding your headphones to your penis. In case you missed that, go ahead and put your headphones on your dick right now. We'll try this again.
You're my little baby. Mama's gonna love you so much. We can't wait to give birth to you.
I'm sorry. I'm acting as if your cock is a fetus. Let's try this one more time. I'll be serious.
Let my voice command you. You will only get hard when watching gay shit. Only men turn you on now. The sight of a hairy chest and ball sack sends you into ecstasy.
Ha ha, you're gay now. If you want me to undo this homosexual cock hypnosis, you gotta send me $299. Sign up for a lifetime membership. Only then will I release your penis from this gay prison. This is real-life penis ransomware. Ooh, a new revenue stream I discovered today. All right, yes, let's talk about GainsWave. Urologists and sex health proponents are getting excited about it. People in the community who deal with erectile dysfunction often use the word promising when they talk about this therapy, says Dr. Michael Rattano, the physician-in-residence for men's health startup Roman, the creators of the erection tracking app Morning Glory. Of course there's an erection tracking app. How did I not know about Morning Glory? The therapy is available in a handful of practices in the New York City and several more nationwide. Its proponents say the sound wave pulses cause new blood vessels and nerve tissue to grow within the penis, enabling better blood flow and possibly improving tissue sensitivity. But, the doctor notes, the science to support the procedure's benefits isn't quite there yet. The FDA has yet to clear GainsWave for use in erectile dysfunction treatment, though it has approved the technology for other types of rehabilitation, such as, plantar fasciitis, fasciitis. Is there an L in there? How do you pronounce two I's in a row? Fasciitis? Oh, I don't know. And lateral of the elbow. Though early clinical studies have found the treatment to be safe and have seen some success, Rattano says larger and longer-term patient studies and trials are still needed to ensure its efficiency. Even if it is approved, I mean, this isn't going to be a widespread cure for erectile dysfunction. At best, it's going to be an option for the 10% of men who had no luck with the little blue pill. The therapy, which is administered by a doctor about once a week for 6 to 12 weeks, costs about $3,000 and, of course, isn't covered by insurance. One doctor who is piloting the technology says 75 to 80% of her patients experience success with the GainsWave therapy. Some go off meds like Viagra entirely or use them less frequently. While diet, exercise, and lowering your stress is not as easy as injecting stem cells into your penis or shocking it with sound waves, those things really need to be addressed, and treatments like these will work better for you if you're addressing them. So there you go. If you're suffering from a permanently shriveled wiener, look into GainsWave. Or just hire me to talk into your cock.
Wake the fuck up, you little prick.
I call that tough love. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Friday. Let's do a couple voicemails. Get the hell out of here. Love to hear from you guys. 206-666-4463. That's our voicemail line. We also have a special Patreon line. I will play those calls first. All you got to do is pledge a few dollars to our Patreon account, patreon.com/distortedview, and you'll get access to that phone number. Let's check in with one of my patrons right now. Yes, caller. Yes.
Tim, this is a long-time listener, first-time caller. I've been listening since about 2005. I think I was 15. I remember the first show I ever heard was some chick getting fucked in the ass with a wine bottle. She was revving up like a car, and it also had the thing that Jakoo came from, with the old man getting his face squished.
Yes.
And another thing to bring up, finally got a sideshow membership because I heard some guy bitching on the 1-2 show about how you were begging for money.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been doing this for so long, and yeah, you're lucky you get 2 free shows a week. So yeah, I turned around, got on my computer, fucking signed up, got the sideshow.
Oh, thank you.
Became a Patreon. Fuck that guy. Sign up, dude. Don't tell Timmy you love him, and then just freeload off of him.
Yeah, come on. Support this stupidity. I'm not begging because I want to get rich. I'm begging because I would like to continue to be able to pay my bills. Thank you. Thank you to all my current and future Sideshow members, including this guy. Longtime listener, just became a Sideshow freak. That's what I like to hear. It's less than the price of one measly value meal at a fast food joint. You know what I mean? Prices keep getting more expensive, but Sideshow memberships stay the same. Same affordable price.
Damn. Hey, Spiral him. What the fuck was that? You guys like me? I'm watching a video about dopamine. You guys like me? I hope you guys...
Okay. Thank you, Spiral Hamfucker. I think we've played enough Spiral Hamfucker this week. Next up. I mean, it would be one thing if I could understand what he's talking about.
It's McBoo Henson. This is Rick from Gulksmore. Anyway,
Rick,
I just got done listening to your entire
I think you want to say distorted review.
You have a brain fart.
Right?
Your entire review week.
Yes.
In one big long go.
Oh, wow.
But I think there's something wrong with me. I found it very relaxing. I could lie back, and I'd wake up and hear a little bit of a story or a story, curl up, and go peacefully back to sleep.
I bored you into sleep multiple times.
No problem. But what that does mean, God damn it, is that I'm going to have to go through again and pretty much figure out the parts that I missed.
Oh, just listen to the whole thing over again. It's all fucking gold. All right, one more call here. Yes, go ahead.
Timothy James Jensen. This is longtime Sideshow member Montucky. Listening to part 2 of your Distorted View review. What a year, my God. But I had this thought as I'm listening to you talk to your aunt about her 4,737th story, and the earlier part about your mom reading, and all those times she's read those Craigslist ads, kind of, halfway reluctantly, but really, I think she's kind of into it.
Yeah.
And I just had this thought, like...
My mom's a whore? Is that what you're saying?
I think you're living your family's genetic destiny. All those years of repression of women and social norms, held them back. And they can only go so far in their perversion and insanity and weirdness. But you, because of the internet and you're just your gumption as Timothy James Jensen. You're living it out, man. You're living the dream. You're living your family's genetic destiny.
That's one way of looking at it.
Love you, man.
Thank you very much. That is all the time we have on this edition of the show. Why don't you guys email me, show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-660. God, is it...
What female parts become moist?
Spread the distortion, STD. Tell all your friends about the podcast. Don't forget to rate us and review us on iTunes. I will see you back on Monday to do it all over again. Until then, thanks for a great week of programs. Bye, everybody. What are you doing this weekend?
It's just gonna be another boring Easter. My family's coming over. I'm making a ham. Grandma will probably want to go to church.
Did you forget something?
I don't think so.
America's largest Easter egg hunt is right in your backyard!
I forgot about the yolk hunt!
Caldezaville's 13th annual yolk hunt!
I love yolk hunt!
Everyone loves yolk hunt! There's so much to see and do! Get your picture taken with Muffy the bunny, if you can find her!
Where's Muffy?
Looks like she's hiding in that ball pit!
We're gonna have to jump in!
That's right, go muff diving!
I'm hungry!
Stop by the food fair, Taste of Yolk Hunt. All of your favorites in colorful Easter colors. Pink tacos, fuzzy peaches, salty bacon holes, fishy clam strips.
They're favorites with the Yolk Hunt twist. Where is Yolk Hunt?
Yolk Hunt stretches deep into the Furburg Meadows, right off of Route 63. Admission is limited. Last year, thousands of people were packed in Yolk Hunt, so get here early. The first 100 people at the gate will receive a Yolk Hunt is my passion t-shirt.
Yolk Hunt is bigger and better than ever.
Not only that, we're stretching Yolk Hunt out with expanded hours Friday through Sunday. Yolk Hunt, fun for all.